Well, if you like to ski in and around the Midstate, there are some important weather factors to consider before hitting the slopes.
Here's meteorologist Jackson Chastain with what to expect for the rest of ski season this year.
Well, Happy New Year. I'm meteorologist Jackson Chastain, and what better way to kick off the new year than to take a look at what to expect for the rest of the ski season here in the Midstate. We've actually already gotten off to a pretty good start in places. If you just take a look at some of the average opening dates, Round Top being December 19th, Liberty being December 27th, and Whitetail being December 23rd. And in fact, Round Top Mountain opened on December 13th, so ahead of schedule. The average closing date, you'll notice, is actually a lot closer between the resorts than the opening dates are. Round Top March 16th, Liberty March 14th, and Whitetail on average about March 12th. So mid-March is pretty much what you'd expect over this 5-year average on any given year. So we have a nice 2.5 months given the data of skiing left statistically. How does that bear out in terms of snowfall, though? The average is about 23 between January and March, and that's between all three resorts. So you'll notice Round Top at 23, Liberty at 22, and Whitetail at 24. So not a whole lot of variation. That does make sense geographically because they're just not resorts that are too far apart. So you're going to get about the same amount of snowfall. For this year, I do think it's going to be a little bit less than the average, as it has been in previous years. That's because of the La Nina that we're seeing at the moment. So slightly above average temperatures likely for the Midstate over the next 3 months. That is because with La Nina, you typically don't see as much of a southern dip in the jet stream. And so many southern states tend to be warmer than average, and the colder air stays to the north. So for the Pacific Northwest, where they're getting a lot of rain chances and that cold, that's actually really great. They're going to get plentiful opportunities to get large amounts of snowfall. For us, it gets just a little bit trickier because, yes, we can still get that cold, but if it doesn't line up with those precipitation chances, it just ends up being rain. So we are still likely, especially in the Ohio Valley, likely to have plentiful opportunity for storms to roll through. The question is, can we get all those things to line up? And I do think that will be rather tricky. So with that being said, I don't think we're going to see as much snowfall. A lot of the snow that you're going to see on the mountain, as in most years, is going to be man-made with the snow guns and stuff like that. But this is the rest of the season and the outlook that we have for you. La Nina keeping us slightly warmer. It will be a gradually declining La Nina as we head into a more neutral phase for the early part of 2026. So it's going to be a weak La Nina, not as strong, so that'll be good for us. As for precipitation chances, about equal. But with things being slightly warmer, I don't anticipate a lot of snow. As for closing dates, I'm just going with mid-March for all three resorts. And if you actually look at the statistics, they tend to close at about the same time. And with temperatures being slightly above average, potentially you could see an early March closing date, but what's more typical is, I would say, mid-March. So maybe like March 12th, March 13th, dates like that. So that is something to watch out for. But with that being said, you again, have a solid 2.5 months to hit the slopes, get some turns in, and maybe hit the terrain park and have some fun there. I'm meteorologist Jackson Chastain, and this is your ski outlook for 2026.